Hello everyone, welcome to the Backpack Composer. This is my dad, this is his channel, and today we're going to talk about building melody.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode. I'm Will. I had every intention of taking this week off because it's my birthday, but I got a question after my last episode on melody writing. I appreciated the question for two reasons. One, people are actually fact checking me, but also it really is something that I just assumed was common knowledge, and it is not. So this week in our part 2 of melody writing on the iPad, we will address what happens when the melody itself is pre-existing. Last week we talked about how to take a simple line and make it musical. This week, we're flipping it and asking what happens when you already have your melody and need to build a background or accompaniment around it. It is much easier than people think. And the reason it is easier is because the legwork has already been done for you. Generally, as a working musician, you have your melody first. I'm going to play a very well-known melody. I used to use this to demonstrate to my students between the ages of 8 and 65. So it is understandable to everyone. Here is the melody. Twinkle, twinkle, little star with a couple stray notes thrown in it. What we're going to do is, instead of trying to figure out what chords sound right where, the question we're going to ask is, what genre do we want this song to be? The genre or style of music determines your chord progression. And this is how the chord track works within Logic. If you select one of the pre-made ones, it has like 5 or 6 commonly used progressions. If you don't necessarily need the chord chart because you know progressions, you would know that your standard rock progression is 1, 4, 5, 6. Or your blues, 1, 4, back to the 1, flat 5, 4, back to the 1. I'm trying to do this from memory as I'm speaking and it's not working, but I'll put the graphic up that shows every genre of music has a different progression. Pop rock, 1, 5, 6, 4. How many songs do you know that sound like this? So the important thing to take away from all of this is your melody doesn't matter. What matters is the feel you're going for. Once you've established the feel, it just gets inserted under your melody. So the melody we picked was and now, for the sake of demonstration, let's say I wanted to do that as a ballad. I take my ballad chords and just stick it under the melody. And you will ignore all of the wrong notes I hit because, again, trying to speak and play at the same time is harder than it looks. But that's the idea. If I wanted to take the same thing and stick it to a rock progression, I said before that our rock progression is 1, 4, 5, 6. Or I can rearrange the chords. Instead of 1, 4, 5, 6, what if I did 1, 6, 5, 4? what I do, as long as I change the background and then just kind of make little tweaks to the melody itself to fit. And by tweaks, that's what we were talking about last week with our melody notes. If I'm playing a C major, so the 1 in C, but I need to hit a note that is not in that chord, like a D, F, A, or a B flat, or a B, I have to change the chord. So instead of a C major, if I want to hit a B flat, the 7, now it's a C7. Or if I want to hit the D, so C, D, G, that's a suspended second. Or the F is the 4th. The 2nd, 4th, and 6th are suspensions that are used when moving one chord to another. So if I'm going C major to D major, between there I will hit a C sus2 to make that transition smoother. So without it, C, D, so there's a blatant change versus C, sus2, D, so that common tone is the D. Or common tone can be, if I wanted to hit a D minor, after that C major, the common tone would be the F. And you see how that transition is hidden even more? Or I can do a C with a 6 and then the D minor. And now the leading tone, so when we put that common tone on top, instead of being a common tone, it's a leading tone. If I put it on top of the chord, that lets me move the rest of the chord to match. And I can keep going all the way up the scale. So C major, C6, D minor, D6, E minor, E6, or the second inversion of C major, F major, F6, or the second inversion of D. So basically that F6 is the same as the regular D minor, but without a C voicing up top. So this is all complex music theory, but the point is, when you have your melody and you have your style, changing the chords within your progression is easy to just look at your fingers and figure out. So now, for the purposes of demonstration, I asked my daughter to make up a song.
I love my daddy, I love my puppy, I love my mommy.
But you sang them all the same way. Mix them up. Sing each one a different way.
I love my daddy, I love my puppy, I love my mommy.
All right, one more time.
I love my daddy, I love my puppy, I love my mommy.
Perfect. I needed 4 bars, and she gave me 3. We will figure this out, but we will start by converting her vocals to music. Looks like we're in D major. I don't spend that much time in D, but this video and the last one I was in D. But that's where she chose to sing it. So we're in D major. And let's say that today's song I want to be a pop song, just because it's not something I do often. So my pop progression is the 1-5-6-4. So 1-5-6-4 in the key of D is D, A, B natural, F sharp. D, A, B natural, F sharp. So take my melody that my daughter gave me. like it already, but you can see the difference it made when I was just doing. But now when I add that chord in there, let me move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. So the melody she gave me, so now 1, 5, 6, 4. And the 4, just so you know, is minor because A sharp is not in the key of D. So now when I stick the two together, super simple, and we have an almost polished sounding songs. And from here, it's just a matter of running the steps that we've been talking about for the last 10 episodes. We're gonna normalize it. We're going to add our effects and level it. We're gonna mix it. If we need to, we'll automate it, and then we'll master it. As I'm doing all of this, if I really like the way something sounds, I will save the preset for it. So hopefully, as we're throwing all of this together, I can skip some steps because I basically already did them. So let's do that. All right, even professional and touring and session musicians are using this trick. If you are, were, or know any music majors, repertoire is a requirement to get any sort of musical degree. And the reason for this has nothing to do with memorizing hundreds of songs, because you're going to do that probably before you apply to the school. The reason is so that you can memorize how all of these patterns work, so that when somebody says to you, hey, it's kind of a neo-soul thing, you already know 2-5-1. Or if somebody says it's an upbeat country song, you know it's this thing. Put a group of musicians together who can do this kind of recollection and or transposition in their minds, and you have yourself a working band. So that's the hack. Genre defines harmonic language. Last week we said pick your melody notes to fit your chord progression. But then this week we said if you have your melody notes, tweak, don't change, tweak your chord progression, use some of those extensions. Now this doesn't mean that you can't write your own progression. Like there are some very prolific musicians out there. If I come up with something, every now and again I'll Google the progression to see who else is using it, and to date, I have yet to put in anything that Google or ChatGPT can't locate somewhere. I myself am not that creative. But maybe you are, and maybe that's why you're here. And so don't feel like you're cheating if you use a tried and true pattern. Every songwriter borrows from the same small pool of harmonic ideas. What makes your song sound original isn't the chord progression, it's your melody, your rhythm, and your delivery of it. We can take a simple and established thing and just do it our own way. So that's it for today. My book is for sale. I still am only making $1 per copy, so I would just give it away, but then I'm paying to give it away. At least this way I break even. It is my entire mixing and mastering series set to text with illustrations. Feel free to go pick that up for yourself or the would-be producer within your home. The book is specific to iPad, but I did let a PC friend of mine have a copy, and he verified it does translate globally. So producers anywhere can use this. Just ignore the parts about Logic and GarageBand and focus on the settings and the numbers and the orders of things. With that, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my birthday weekend. For the rest of you all, happy birthday to you if you are celebrating as well. And if not, may your gear be light, your latency low, and your dog quiet while you track vocal.